Okay, I'm just about to harvest some things in the garden, and I wanted to give a little update on how the vegetables are doing. I just picked a little bit of green beans and a few broccoli sprouts and some snow peas. And I was going to a little bit of this lettuce. I like to make a salad in the afternoon. So what I usually do is just snip off a little piece of the lettuce at the base. And I'll do this till pretty much my colander is full, and it is a yummy salad. And these are just the little baby greens. It's such a pretty mix of red and green. I bought these seeds at Target, and it was called just a gourmet blend of lettuces. So I'm going to finish that up in a little while. Got a salad spinner yesterday, so I'll be able to hopefully use that to clean my lettuce. These are my sugar or snow peas, sugar snap peas, I think is what you call them. And they are just yummy, yummy, yummy. And they seem to be growing real well. They're just about done here though. I don't have too many more blooms. I got a few more coming up, so I just mix them in with my salad, or I steam a little bit with the broccoli. Yum. I have a little bit of butter crunch lettuce here. I usually harvest it the same way as the gourmet lettuce. I usually just cut it with scissors instead of picking it like I am right now. And then over here I have some romaine, so I'll make a nice little blend here in a little while. Asparagus is still growing pretty well. I'm still getting little sprouts up. And I'm just going to let this do what it's supposed to do for the next year or two, and maybe I'll be able to cut some of this next year or two. I've planted a lot of tomatoes, and I've done some heirloom tomatoes. This is an Arkansas Marvel, and as soon as this broccoli comes up, this little guy should be getting plenty of sun. And this broccoli's almost done. I'm getting a few more sprouts on the sides, and so let's see what it does, and I'll probably pull him up next week or two. I have another heirloom tomato here, and that's a black zebra. And all of my little tomatoes, I've put these stakes at the side. I got these at Lowe's. They're about $5 a piece. And so we'll see how that supports the tomato vine. My Roma green beans are starting to produce little beans. I planted all these from seed. These will be wonderful little Italian green beans. They're the flat, fat ones, so I really like those. This is a head of broccoli. I'm going to have to go ahead and cut that one. He is a big one. And you're supposed to cut these at an angle so that the water doesn't settle on the top if it rains or when you water it. But I think I'm just going to try my best to cut with scissors. I usually use a knife, but we'll see how that works. I don't think the scissors are going to do too well here. Give him a little snap. Yeah, perfect. Now that's a big head of broccoli. And there's not a hole in the middle of this broccoli plant, which is a good thing, because I've had some that have a little hole going down through the middle, and I understand that's what's called a boron deficiency. So, it doesn't make it taste any different. It doesn't hurt the plant. It's just, it's nice to not see that hole in this plant. These are my Blue Lake beans. They're also bush beans, and I've already picked some of these. I think these are almost done. So they're still producing a little bit, but I just picked about what I could off of here this morning. My little beefsteak tomato plant. This is my last one I planted, and it's got some little tomatoes on there. Some more Roma green beans here. These are getting to be a nice little size. These are also planted from seed. Here's one I can actually pick if I don't tear up the vine. There's some more broccoli. I'll probably have to pick that too. This is a Goliath tomato plant. I've got some wonderful tomatoes growing on here. I'm just waiting for those to turn red. The corn's really taken off. It's gotten pretty big. I planted this on the east side of my garden so that when the sun sets in the afternoon, or the hottest part of the day, it will shade nothing else. And have some basil plants here that are just doing real well. Another heirloom tomato plant, a black zebra. All my heirloom tomatoes, I ordered those seeds online. I started those indoors, and that was in March. So now I put them out in the garden, and I hope to have some heirloom tomatoes this summer. Have another head of broccoli. Have a big pepper in here. This is a yellow pepper, so I'm waiting on him to turn a nice gold color. In here I have some cilantro. That's kind of getting covered up by all my beans. So next year I'll plant the higher things on the inside for sure, and the herbs on the outside, which is what I did in most of the beds, but it's an experiment here to see just how well they did. This is my beefsteak tomato plant. You can't hardly see it, but it's booming with tomatoes. And a lot more blooms. Just tying it up to this black metal trellis, which hopefully won't burn my plants this summer. And I got this little, no, it's not little, it's a high, about a 80-inch or 90-inch trellis, and I got this at Walmart for $20. And it really seems to be holding well in the ground, so those are working out so far. Over here we have another head of broccoli. That's another really big one. And I have there's my little boy. Hey Jaden! Did you get something on your hands? And over here we have Roma grape tomatoes. Just clusters and clusters of these. And these will be the little ones, and I can make something with that and the basil.
What's that?
Those will be yummy.
What?
Hey!
What is that?
I'm showing the garden.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm taking pictures of the garden. So I'm really, no, don't pick them yet. They're not ready. Oh, you got you one? Okay. That's really pretty much the only problem I've had in the garden are little hands picking the flowers that are going to bloom, and I've had a little bit of slug problem, but other than that, we're doing pretty good. So this is a Golden Jubilee tomato plant. I love the little yellow tomatoes. They're so low acid, and so I've got 3 of these planted. All of the tomatoes are doing real well. This is a Better Boy. And this is, what is this one? Parks Whopper. I've never grown those before, so we'll see how that does. We've got some aloe. It's doing okay. Some purple basil. And more Roma green beans and jade green beans, a new one. Those are all bush beans. And this is a pepper plant, red bell pepper. Got a little pepper on that one. The onions, I'm just waiting for those to turn brown and see how all my root things that I planted are doing. We've got carrots and onions. I'm going to see how those do. one more thing. I planted a watermelon seed, and this is a sugar, I think it's called a sugar baby watermelon, so it should be tiny watermelons, and it seems to be grabbing onto the little trellis. Seems to be pretty happy. So when these green beans get picked, it'll get a lot more sun. Hopefully I'll get a watermelon this summer. Alrighty. Jaden, can you say bye-bye? Oh, you're picking all my green tomatoes? Well, let's try not to pick my tomatoes, okay? We want them to be red before we pick them.
What?
Don't pick the tomatoes. Hey, Jaden, can you say bye-bye?
Bye.
Alright.